Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first ever Company of Heroes 3 replay review. My name is John from the community team, and I'm joined by some usual suspects. Eric, our design director, and Jason, our gameplay and balance designer. How you both doing today?
Good.
Yeah, really good. You know how on like a lot of these late night shows, they're like, "Oh, we got like an amazing show. It's gonna be great." I don't think we should set expectations that high. Like let's have a low bar, and then it'll be easy to step over.
Yeah, and we can continue to improve each time we do
Yeah.
this, right?
Absolutely.
So it is the first time we're doing this, so there may be some bugs here and there in terms of our production, but we'll work those out as we go along. So if there's anything that you're seeing or hearing, please call it out in the chat, and we'll get that fixed. Also on the mic, we have our other community manager, Hannah, in the producer chair.
Hey everyone, it's great to be here.
Amazing. So Hannah's gonna be watching for questions in the Twitch chat. So feel free to commentate on the stuff that we're watching. Ask questions about the whatever matches that we're watching, the matchups, the battle groups, whatever it is that's coming up, and we'll try and address those questions as we go. If you have sort of more general questions about Company of Heroes 3 or what we're doing or what we're working on, we'll maybe get to a couple of those at the end. But we're really going to be focused on the couple of replays that we're watching today. So I don't know if we should just hop right into things. We've got a couple matches lined up here that were submitted by the community on our Discord channel or on our official Relic Entertainment Discord. So thank you very much for everyone that submitted those. Unfortunately, we could only pick a couple so that we don't run too long here. But I think I'm going to load up the first one here as we go. We're going to start with a 3v3. Anything, Eric, you want to talk about before we get into these matches here?
We haven't even seen these matches, so it's a complete surprise. I hope they're good games. Do you have any insight of like what helped you select this match, John? Is there
I kind of wanted to, yeah, I was kind of looking first at match length.
It's a good time. Okay.
Yeah. But also I was definitely kind of trying to find different game modes. So like I said, we have a 1v1 today, but we're going to start with this 3v3. So this was submitted by VeeDemo on Discord, so thank you very much, V. But yeah, that was kind of it. Otherwise, I would watch the replays really quickly and sort of say like, yeah, that looks like a good back and forth and something that we could sink our teeth into.
Yeah, a lot of good battling. They have some good names too. I like the trusty Rumbone.
Yeah, so I guess we can run through the matchups here. So on the Axis side, we have our friend Trusty Rumbone. We also have Cornflake here in the east, and in the middle here we have these characters that I'm not going to try to pronounce because I'll sound like a fool.
It's interesting. It looks like 2 of them have already picked their battle group. 3 of them now have picked their battle group.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's go here.
And it's kind of interesting because in Company of Heroes, right, you can pick it whenever you want. So there can be some strategy to like, oh, let me kind of like see what the enemy's doing. Let me see how some of the engagements go, and then pick my battle group. But also some of the battle groups, because they have 0 CP picks. Oh, there's some aggressive engineering happening over here.
Yeah, the better engineer army wins.
Engineer on engineer action, though.
Yeah, it looks like our DAC player is locked in armored support.
He's got 3. Is this a common build that you've been seeing people play, Jason?
Not full pioneer spam. I can't see what other units he's built. If he went 3 piles, 1 Gren, 1 MG, that's still non-standard, but
Can we switch over to the purple player, John, just to see what he's got on the unit side?
we can see battle groups if you go back to caster view.
Oh yeah. I'll let's finish introducing folks, and then I'll go back to the
Whoa!
other.
What just happened to his engineers? Did they just get liquidated?
Yes.
He just lost 2? Oh,
That is kind of the issue with trying to use pioneers. Like they do a lot of damage, but as you can see, they're pretty squishy.
So they're sort of like more of a glass cannon-y type of unit, basically.
And also Teal going for early grenades definitely caught him off guard. Like I think that's 2 rifle grenade. which is, I mean, it's common against Dak. I don't know. We can't see the mini-map, by the way, guys. So I actually don't know if Teal was the lane partner for the Wehrmacht player. But going 2-rifle grenade, I think that's what he did against Wehrmacht is pretty interesting. He definitely got value out of that.
Okay, and part of the reason you want to do that as well is because you know they're gonna have a 250 out
Yeah,
at
so
some point, so you'll be prepared for it.
against Dak, it's fairly traditional. It basically allows your rifleman to hold the 250 at bay, and often a lot of the time you can catch players off guard or a little careless with their 250 and you can kill it early, which is a really large advantage. Yeah, I think Teal. Well, I can't tell. I think Teal was together. But yeah, so big push on, I believe, the left side of the map here by allies.
Yeah, they're kind of like isolating in like a 2v1 kind of situation here, right?
John, could you open the Gux for everyone?
Yeah, I
I
was just
think
thinking. Yeah.
thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. Now we can see exactly how many units every side has.
We're doing this live, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, early med tent, very aggressive med tent,
Yeah.
right at the VP.
Wow, that's right on the border there, huh?
Aaron C definitely can do this. This is very aggro. I guess they're planning on doubling on this side and then being really annoying by having that forward retreat. That does mean that taking that early engagement, that double engagement, was really beneficial for them because I think Teal's going to be able to heal all the damage he took on that one rifle. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
do you
be
think
rough.
they're playing in this aggressive fashion because they got a couple of early kills on those engineers, so they know it's going to be harder for the enemy to sort of punish, a forward building like that?
Do we know if these are coordinated teams? Because I feel like this is a bit of a premeditated strat.
I think this may be solo queue in an auto match.
Okay.
I could be mistaken. If V is in the chat, please let us know.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's definitely smart. The idea of having Teal and Blue work together,
Yeah, right.
getting the value out of the forward reinforce. It's been a minute since I played on this map, but I believe there's 2 fuel points on the left side here. So controlling it does give them quite a large early advantage.
Being able to lock that down is huge.
Yeah. It's so strange not seeing the mini map. Like my eyes keep drawing to it, like in the studio. That's where the camera is. So I just see this giant metal box.
Well, we'll try and get that sorted.
Yeah,
for
no
next time.
worries, no worries. It's funny.
So it looks like yellow has a Humber out here.
Yes.
Which is usually a pretty significant early play. Oh, it's
and
already.
it got fasted early. That really sucks.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, we also see infantry training coming in for Blue. Blue hasn't built anything yet. I believe his tier 2 is down, but
So something really interesting about the matchmaking that we have is you can have very disparate skill levels. So you can have, like someone who's like 1800 with someone who's, like 1000 ELO or whatever. And it just averages it, right? So it's like, okay,
Yes.
well, that averages out to around, like 1500 or so, right? So they can play against 2 people who are 1500. So potentially maybe one of the players is lower skill level, and that's why they kind of like lost some units early on.
I mean, I don't know about that. Like I definitely wouldn't expect to get Pioneer grenaded early on. Ooh, good grenade.
Oh.
250. I don't know how many more units Allies has here, but Axis is also doubling down. If they can push through that early medical tent, that will hurt quite a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And this is one of the things that Dak can do is once you have 250s up, I'm pretty sure these are upgraded half tracks. You
It's
can
a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah,
you
you
kind of push
can
the enemy off the map a bit.
Yeah, you can definitely bleed them a lot. If you can translate this into damage or to kill the med tent, that'd be quite nice.
How do you like putting the Pioneer with the flamethrower into the 250?
Yeah, it's quite strong. It's really risky though because you do
You have
need
to
to
get
get
close.
range.
Yeah.
snares. Once you have the upgraded half tracks, especially once you get the smoke upgrade, you can do it. But like it's pretty risky. Stummel's out here, so it looks like for light vehicle timing, Dak is going for double half track, Stummel on the axis, then we have a Greyhound and a Humber on the other side. Blue went for commandos instead of the regular light vehicle timing, which is really cool to see. It's always nice to see commandos. Yeah.
We got an AT gun coming out here too. It looks like he's trying to find a good position for it.
Yeah, AT gun versus the Humber, especially on a map this open, you kind of need it. I don't think you can run around trying to threaten it with snares.
Oh yeah,
You got pretty
totally.
lucky getting that initial. I think that was a snare. I don't think that was a mine that hit the Humber. But yeah, and then purple here going for triple Panzergren. So he went triple Pio to skip Grenadiers, I believe. I don't think he got a Grenadier.
Okay.
Either that or he promoted one. I couldn't tell.
How do you feel about this strategy?
It is interesting to go on this map. I think overall it's a pretty decent strat, because once you can get Panzerguns to a high level of vet, they are quite effective. They're quite hard to deal with later on. So being able to get to them early is quite nice. But this map is extremely open. I don't believe we have any sight blockers in the middle of the map.
We got an
at
off
all.
map coming in here, right?
That's the British base artillery.
Run away, run away.
Yeah, forcing right back here.
Oh,
is
V was in the chat and they said that they were solo queuing in this.
So,
Okay.
Nice.
So that was just good taking a good opportunity there. Is the Med 10 still alive on the right there? Yeah, it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, look, all of the blue troops are full health, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
definitely
super
getting a lot of
easy.
value. This is a big flank with the Greyhound as well.
Yeah, they got the
I see your
Greyhound,
head.
yeah.
You're like trying to will the
Out the
screen
way.
to move. John here is controlling our ops. So this is very much a three-man coordination. We're our own three-man team here. Yeah. So this can be one of the really powerful things of ANC, is that if you can translate that forward reinforce power into really good engagements like this, it can be pretty devastating. So like in this case, I think that was an MG42 stolen, which is extremely nice for allies.
Well, and he's able to like
And the
play really aggressively here, right? Because normally you wouldn't want to charge into a bunch of units in heavy cover there, right? Like that was kind of a bad trade, but like because he knows he can heal and reinforce really quickly, he's kind of able to like take the enemy off guard a bit, right?
But like the really important thing here is Teal's supporting blue. Like if at any point Axis got like a advantage in army here, they could just push through and destroy it.
Yep.
Whereas because they're doubling up and they can't push through, they're generating a lot of value via the forward retreat. Red here has taken a lot of damage. I think they're pretty much lost half their units, and we just saw another machine gun die. Wait, was that the... No, that wasn't the MG42. That captain might go down. Yeah, goes down. So, I mean, Axis is still fighting back. I believe Dax should be floating... Yeah, it is. So we'll see what they go for here. It looks like he's going down the left tree, which is interesting.
And Red's kind of rebuilding their forces here. Is that an 8 rad that they're?
So he's
out or
building
what?
2 units. He's hard building a Panzerjäger, which is interesting. And then he's building an 8 rad. The 8 rad has quite a few targets here. I don't believe allies have an AT gun. They do. Oh,
Yeah,
did they steal one?
Orange has had one.
Is that a stolen pack? I believe that's the stolen pack.
So let me just pull them up.
I think if you double click the unit. Okay, so that sucks. Yeah, because I was gonna say the only AT allies have is like the Humber, the Greyhound, and like a boys AT rifle. So the Humber, the 8 rad would be pretty good, but the AT gun does make that much more hard to do.
That Hummel's really getting some value there, huh?
By the way, John, do you have TAC map bound? Because yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we can turn this on every now and then, so so we know
To
the general
give
flow.
us an idea.
But yeah, as you can see on the left side there, allies definitely using that forward point to really push in Axis.
Yeah.
If this is solo queue, this can be a challenge to deal with. If like 2 players figure out that working together is quite good, but the other opposing 2 players don't quite realize what's going on.
Wait. Working together in a team game?
No.
Yeah.
That's one of the cool things about the army Red has here, because he can put so many things in these vehicles,
Yeah.
he can really easily, you know, go left or right and support whichever ally like needs the help the most, or just try to like, you know, find a 2v1 opportunity.
Yeah. Life's gonna suck for red though because blue's Matilda's coming up now.
Uh-oh.
So they're translating like the allies definitely have a map advantage. They probably have more resources. Ooh,
Oh,
goodbye.
grenade!
I don't think he thought that
Oh,
was
no.
a bundle. Goodbye. Wait, careful with these pens. Oh, okay.
That was a bold choice.
that was a bit greedy.
I mean, he did identify a serious target of opportunity there, right? Trying to
Yes.
take out that medical tent, but
Yeah.
a single grenade is not going to get the job done.
He underestimated, like, Tommies get a combat bonus against units in the open when they're in cover. And Tommies themselves already do quite a lot of long-range
Oh, that
DPS.
HMG.
The
Just
the
suppressed
HMG
the whole
plus
army.
the Stummel, a very powerful combo. Had he gotten a retreat bundle there, that would have been pretty devastating.
So yellow's kind of struggling here, right? Like they only have 4 units now, and they just had to retreat
Yeah, I think
everything
they just
from the
lost a
HMG.
bunch. But Yellow's also floating a ton of resources. I don't know what he just spent all his fuel on. Oh, he has a Matilda. Being built. I think that was a Matilda.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, you
that'll-
can't see from your end.
It's a little.
But
like,
yeah.
How well do you think Red's army is going to be able to fight this Matilda? Because he does have 2 Panzerjägers, right?
Life's gonna suck. The Matilda.
Oh, is that a martyr out there?
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
a martyr now.
it is a martyr.
Oh yeah, he should be fine against this.
Like, especially now that if they still have the stolen AT gun, right? Yeah. So it's going to be hard to use the martyr against the Matilda when your opponent has the stolen AT gun, especially if they have superior infantry to you. It's going to be hard to threaten the enemy. Machine gun. Panzerjägers aren't that good against the
Oh,
Matilda.
Teal, run away, run away! Oh, he didn't make it.
Good
Oh.
hit there. Martyr's going over the Greyhound. That pack is... Ooh, that's a bit forward. Yeah, but Allies definitely threatening a lot. Oh, wait. Is that a Centaur? That's a Centaur.
Nice.
Oh, wait. What? Oh, he
We-
built a Centaur.
yeah.
Sorry, I I didn't recognize the...
We did buff the Centaur recently, right?
Yes.
2.0 patch,
It got...
maybe?
In 05, it gave it a speed bonus, so it's able to chase infantry. Less relevant here. Well, okay, he's being a little greedy with it.
Oh, you're looking
Yeah,
for
there's
it.
a martyr. Like you
Right
better
there,
be
yeah.
careful, dude.
Oh, and Dak is up, or Wehrmacht is up to double packs, so they can probably survive here. Sorry, I thought that was a Matilda. Going for, I mean, the Centaur is actually quite a good pick against the Panzergrunds because they have to run in. The extra damage that the Centaur has against these infantry is quite good.
Yeah, it looks like Yellow's been completely pushed off this VP here.
Yeah,
So I think they're trying to support mid.
Orange's army is quite strong right now, while Yellow, I don't think he quite hit his transition. I don't know if he was just bleeding really hard. No, I mean, he has 1,000 manpower. Never mind. So, some of it
What do
is
you-
self-imposed damage.
Is that a common strategy you see of save up 1,000 manpower? Or is this he's kind of going a bit rogue here?
I don't know what he's going for, but I mean, if you don't use
It
the
allows you
manpower
to
that you
see
have,
exactly what the enemy does, and,
And
then
then
build the
counter it.
perfect counters, right?
yes. Yeah. A few players are floating resources right now. I mean, they're nowhere near to any stalling. I mean, Yellow is playing armored, so he's probably going for BP, but he's very far away from that. So, yeah, I don't
He should probably have. What would you do if you were Yellow here? Like, would you have a second AT gun? You have some
So-
more infantry, another engineer.
I kind of get why he is floating a bit because since he went armor, he doesn't have an elite infantry, and then it can be difficult to, or sometimes you don't want to commit to too many infantry units that can eat up a lot of upkeep reinforce.
Yeah.
They can feed a lot of vets while also not giving you that much value. You probably could benefit from 1 or 2 more units though. Like, if you sometimes it is worth floating resources in team games in particular, keeping the ability to counter what your opponent doing can be valuable. But often that's more like, 300, 400 manpower, not 1,000.
Well,
Yeah.
you make a good point though. In terms of keeping your supply low means you have lower upkeep, so it allows you to like get more resources, right?
Yeah.
But on the flip side,
Ooh,
because
is
you have a less
this-
powerful army,
Is this artillery recon? Yeah, it is. and allies just kind of sidestep it.
I'd be like, oh, okay. Not a problem.
Yeah, this ability can be quite strong. Especially since right now Axis doesn't have AA, which is the main counter to this ability. But yeah, so I mean, allies still have a really nasty position on the left there. It gives them basically a chokehold on one VP, and it does make attacking the mid VP quite easy. But we're gonna see here that Axis should get a bit more online now. So this is when Axis is kind of
We see
hitting their stride.
Dross trooping right coming out for purple over here.
Yeah, Stoss trooping, their medium vehicles. For DAC, usually this is when they get enough vehicles where their upgrades can start kicking in with a lot of value. Red here is basically going for a pure vehicle
Lost
build.
back.
Oh no, run,
Whoa,
run. Not gonna make it.
Yeah,
Not gonna
these
make it.
are a little forwards. Now
Red's
Red
really
is
using
diving in.
Yeah, he's using the mobility really effectively of this
Commando
army.
Snare goes on the 250. Okay. That's
I think that was a little aggressive trying to steal
Yeah,
the packet from
right?
under them like that.
Like, no, he's going for it again.
They definitely could have
He's going
killed
for it
me.
again. Oh, dude, no. He's just throwing away
there's
manpower.
another RT gun in the back, so it's okay.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, Dak's able to bleed here, which is important.
Oh, purple's got the flag. Oh,
Wait, what happened to Purple's army? We must have missed it quite. We've been chatting about random stuff.
Do you
We've
remember
missed
when
a
he had
few
units?
squad
I think he
wipes.
had units at some point.
Yeah, like his entire support corps is gone. Really good strafe
grenade.
there.
Yeah.
Commando strafe coming in. Dang.
Suppress the Strauss troop, and that's pretty
Yes.
big here.
See if he can get a sapper. He can't get a sapper grenade in time.
This is a bloody game. There's a lot of units being
Oh,
killed.
that bundle.
Run.
run.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's still, even though he retreated pretty quickly, but it's still, that still hurts.
Oh, this centaur hit could hurt.
I love seeing the centaur crashing through and just like the
Yes.
debris and the fences and stuff blowing up. Oh,
So
So
okay,
cool.
purple's stuck on Stugs here. In terms of
okay.
battle
So
group,
blue decided to stop retreat, stop pushing here.
John, at the bottom, could you flip the players one by one, just so we can see the other battle groups? Teal and purple here.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Okay, so purple is terror. Looks like he's actually going down left tree.
He's got
so
like
he's not gonna have-
propaganda war.
Yeah, so he's not gonna have KT. He has a lot of munitions saved up, so he's gonna be going probably for V1 here. I forgot. I didn't get to see what Teal was going. SSF.
Ops.
Interesting. He went SSF without actually going right tree first.
Does he have any whiz bangs out yet, or?
I don't.
they got one.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
You asked.
Oh!
That's value. Big hit there.
Doing some work.
Yes. Is that artillery cover? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's gonna kill.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Run away.
Or not. Oh, wow. Okay. That's
That was tight.
one of those. If one more of those was a direct hit, I'm pretty sure that would have killed that vehicle.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So.
Yeah,
it's
he
getting
needed to
value
follow
out of
that
this
off
ability,
with,
which is
follow
nice
it up
to
with
see.
something. I'm impressed Red's been able to keep these 250s alive
Yeah,
for so long, right?
they're
And
Vet
look,
2 and
yeah,
Vet
Vet
3
2, Vet
now.
3. That's
Yeah.
what do you remember what kind of Vet 3 bonuses? these
Not
things are rocking?
exactly off the top of my head.
We
Um,
did like 100 of them in one
yes.
update, right? So
And we're still going to be iterating on the Vet 3 bonuses.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them have hit quite well and feel impactful. Some of them less so. You can't really see. You can't see it while they're in the Desert Garrison.
yeah, it takes over the tooltip, right?
Yeah. They're starting to threaten the left side here. I think blue is bled.
Oh, that grenade! Oh, that
Yeah,
was chunky.
Commando grenade.
That was pretty good.
This Stug is a bit lost.
These
Getting
guys
shot
are
in
pretty,
the rear.
Uh-oh. It'll be fine. It's just a couple of 250s, right?
Once they can break this position on the left, their axis is going to be in a decent spot. Now, Allies is their late game is going to start fully coming online here. I believe Yellow is just accumulating Crusaders, and I don't think he has actually used them. Can we tac map real quick?
Yeah, could we see?
Yeah, no.
Oh, they're coming.
He's been.
It's like a flock.
Okay, here
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, so
What?
I don't believe.
Has he literally not showed these at all the entire game?
Yeah.
Look at him
I
charging.
couldn't tell because the menu that's not on, but like, I believe he held these in reserve. So now he's gonna try and go for a really nasty flank. This is one of the risks of staying on medium vehicle or light vehicle for DAC in particular.
Uh-huh.
They're quite
You get
vulnerable to this.
surprised. Oh, they got a mine
Orange
there at
seems
least.
to be somewhat set up. That's one mine. That's value.
Here they come!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Incumbent Crusaders. I believe he even has vehicle training on these Crusaders. Which, yeah.
Ooh, taking out that medical
He
bunker
takes out a
is
medical
nice. Yeah, and you got an HMG. Oh,
So let's see if he
there's some
dives
AT.
this pack.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
got 4, right? He should be able to dive it if he wants to.
I mean, it's always risky because you don't know how quickly your opponent reacts, and there's mines. As the saying goes, mines wins games, and the mines have definitely contributed.
Slowed this
pretty
down
massively.
a bit, right? Like, I actually thought this was going to be doing more than it is.
Yeah, one Crusader already was kind of like knocked out of this
Yeah,
fight
hit the mine
early.
immediately. Ooh. This Stug is...
I only got the other one here.
So this is one of the reasons why we
Uh-oh.
wanted to nerf the Crusaders front pen. Or, I mean, this is the result of that, where, like, now you're not nearly as able to
beat these
drive
bigger,
up the
higher...
vehicles.
Yeah.
So the Stug, like, the Crusader has the advantage of being able to circle around something like the Stug, but Orange kind of caught him in a good spots, plus, of course, the mines were really nasty.
Yeah, the decreased pen at long range means you need to get in really close, and we saw right there the risk of getting in close is like there's mines, then you don't know what other enemy stuff is gonna be there if you right. So it's like he thought he was fighting one Stug, and then more stuff showed up, and it was like, uh-oh, now I'm in like a bad spot.
I think this is also an argument for having your engineers following close behind, so you don't have to send everyone back to base.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We've been improving this over time, so hopefully we see this more. But you can tank ride like a Minesweeper engineer on top of a Crusader and then drop them off so that they can sweep mines like as you're doing a pass, essentially. I think yellow... Yeah, I don't think yellow has a Minesweeper right now, so... I mean, good on orange, though. Those are, like... Sometimes it's very easy to forget to place mines if your opponent isn't really being too active.
Uh-huh. Well, that's part of the benefits of that sort of, like, surprise attack, right? Where you're like, oh, they don't have any vehicles, I don't need to worry about that, and then he popped out with 4.
Yeah. Like, that can be... Like, if you got behind the DAC army in particular, that could have wiped that whole army.
I thought that might have been a game-winning push, and it was like, hey, he killed a couple things, but it is actually, like, they defended it really well, I thought.
Yeah, no, orange definitely.
Is that 2 grants over
2
here?
grants on the field, probably is gonna
Red's
run
getting
over.
rocked, uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, teal and blue.
Yeah, Hellcat here providing support
Oh,
too.
man. This is not good for Red. Oh, no, all the 250s, oh, no.
You can see the graveyard of dreams here as Red's army
A lot of
turns
dead
into
stuff.
Rex.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like this is a really good job between blue and teal. I think
The whole game they've been kind of
playing together.
close.
Yeah.
Victory!
GG.
Well played. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Like DAC in general can struggle to push Brits frontally. So like I think we saw a few times I believe it was mostly Red kind of trying to slink around the left to kind of force the ally players to kind of fight on a different angle, try and opening up an angle so that his teammate can attack.
And not having to deal with powerful team weapons.
Or
positioned in a
units
great
in
spot.
cover, right?
Yeah.
But then the kind of the allies seem to always have the counter engage first before Axis can kind of knock them out together.
I think that forward medical tent really...
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
No, that definitely
gave them a
was
lot
the
of, like,
game
tempo,
winning.
right? Where it was like they could just keep being aggressive and then they could just heal up versus the enemy had to run all the way back to their base, right? So it's like they were healed up and then taking more territory.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that was a really fun match to start with. Got to see some fun plays. I saw a question in the chat asking if they'd gone down the left part of the tree. Do you think, Jason, that would have gone better for them?
For which battle group? Sorry.
The terror or the another one?
I think it was the yellow player.
Which battle group were they?
Yellow was the Crusader player. He was
British.
armored.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I don't think he would have gotten to BP in time, especially with the amount of fighting he was doing. So definitely, I think going for right tree support with Crusaders was a cool call. Obviously, I think he probably took the gas off a little bit too much. Even in a scenario like that, you want to at least try and hold the VP, or at least contest it. So, you have that timer. But I mean, It's something you can get away with in team games. If you see that two of your teammates are doing quite well, you can actually go for a big play like that because, you know, if it fails, then, you know, it's not great. But if it succeeds, it can just end the game then and there. So I've seen people do that and it be successful. I think in terms of execution, just getting, so like, you can sneak in engineers to kind of do minesweeping in advance, especially once the front there has kind of gone cold, so to speak.
Right.
That definitely would help. But yeah.
Gotcha. I also saw someone saying that they find it hard to remember about tank riding just because of how hectic things can
Yes.
get.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
true.
And I mean, especially if you played since launch, tank riding
You're used to not
be,
using it, basically.
tank riding used to be a lot clunkier.
Yeah.
We've made a lot of improvements to it, so hopefully players can try and use it more often. I still think there probably are improvements we can do over time to it, but it's a lot more responsive now. It doesn't quite slow down your vehicles as much. We've improved the flow of
It
getting
looks
off of
super cool too to like have your guy in the tanks just like ripping through, you know, and busting down walls and stuff. And the guys are just like there hanging out.
Especially on like if you're gonna go for a deep dive like that, vehicles like Crusaders on their own can struggle against certain kind of enemies. So like if they had like a Jaeger with a Panzerschreck in cover, that could be hard to deal with.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know, like Stugs is another really good example where you can kill Stugs unsupported with Crusaders if you can kind of split them apart. But then often threatening the Stug with a snare first is often really good because you can stop it from rotating.
Then there's no way you're getting away from a fast Crusader, right?
Yes, yeah.
Cool. Hannah, did we miss anything in that one? Any questions that came up?
No, I think you've covered it all.
Okay, cool. What did you think of the match?
It's busy.
It was busy. It's very busy.
Yeah. We definitely were missing. We're like, wait, where did this guy's army go? Right?
Between no audio and no minimap, it is hard to keep an eye on it. I think hopefully we did the game some justice of following around things.
We'll try and make this viewing experience for you two in particular better. I'm sure
We're here for the people. Okay,
players,
that's what matters. And you captured some like really good grenades, some nice off maps and stuff like that. And I'm super glad we got to see that crazy Crusader heroic charge out of 4 at the same time. Like that was pretty epic.
Yeah. So as I get our next match here queued up, what I do want to say is thank you again, VeeDemo, for submitting that replay. One thing that we didn't mention is that if you submit your replay and we select it to watch it on the stream, we're going to hook you up with one of the ultimate cosmetic packs from the game.
Wow.
So V, reach out to us on Discord. You can ping us or reach out to us privately through the mod mail bot, and we'll get you sorted with some fun cosmetics.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, so let's get into the next one here. Let me go big screen for everyone. So I believe this is a 1v1 between a couple friends. So let's reveal the fog here.
Some cool
In
names.
blue, we have Byrne, and in red, we have Wilson.
So I guess
think
they're
those-
like in the same clan then?
Yeah, it looks like they're both clanmates. So I believe this was just a 1v1 custom game. Because, you know, what are friends for if not to fight each other to the
Pulverize
death as
each
hard as
other.
they can.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're playing here on Campbell's Convoy. 1v1 looks like Wilson is going DAC, and Byrne obviously playing USF, and they've already locked in Armored Battle Group.
Armored,
Nice.
and assault
And
engineers.
yeah.
Okay, this will be fun.
So with this like assault engineer build, Jason, how many engineers do you usually want to make in a 1v1?
Could you click on the Gux?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, nice.
So it can depend. There are a few builds to my knowledge. Usually, what you want to do with assault engineers is flood the field with them, as many of them as possible. Get an early field advantage, and then translate that into a quick light vehicle. If you get some really good infantry engagements, like if your opponent makes some mistakes early, you can just straight up kill them. This was quite a strong build. A few patches ago, I think we had to nerf.
Yeah, people were just
We keep
spamming,
having
right?
to nerf armored because of the way the way it plays.
Sorry, I said Campbell's Convoy. I meant Road to
Road to
Tunis.
Tunis.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The folks are roasting me in the chat right now. I need to get that straight.
I was gonna interject, but I was like, oh, we'll see if you can get away with that. Dak is doing a pretty standard opener. I see a machine gun being built for USF.
Yeah, that's kind
I-
of curious, right? With the assault engineers, or
So this, I mean, back in the day, this used to be a more common strat of full WC build. It is still quite strong right now, but I haven't seen assault engineers with this in particular. I mean, probably some people in chat are like cringing of like my ignorance of some of these things. I don't know every build that's meta right now. Okay, this I see. So double engineers into machine gun into bazooka, quite a robust build. You can deal with the
especially
250.
against Dak, right? You really want to get that bazooka.
Yeah. This
It's
is this is a pretty specific build against
yeah.
Dak.
I guess it's not possible to get that bazooka out faster, huh? Because it's the 250 is already here.
Yeah. I mean, you could skip one assault engineer to get the Zook out earlier, but you usually
You want
don't
the
need
early
to.
capping and stuff, right?
Yeah, because the assault engineers, being an SMG squad, are already naturally quite effective against light vehicles. Their raw damage is quite high, so when you shoot at a vehicle, they do quite a lot of damage. I believe I need to check the math, but they do
Yeah,
more
the
damage than
250,
rifles.
it's already lost, like a quarter of its health there, so it had to like back up and get
Yes.
repaired. So he was able to push it out without really taking any damage, and he really utilizes those buildings too, right? So that the
Yes.
250 shots are kind of just like bouncing off it or whatever, right?
RTT is a map very close to my heart. The control of these three garrisons in the middle is going to be very important. It's going to be quite. This is going to be quite hard for the deck to do early on. We'll see if he gets a flamethrower on the assault engineers, but as long as he controls the middle, he can position his bazooka as a machine gun there, and kind of threaten the entire map with them pretty freely, which can be
So he can
very
sort of like
hard.
swing up north or south
Yes.
from that central position. Yeah.
It can be very hard for Dak to deal with this. Okay, so Dak goes for his own flamethrower, which is quite
Here's
good.
the battle. Oh, he's
Yes.
got the bazookas. I'm trying to like
I
see.
think he'll put the engineers in the building. Oh, we're not.
Well, they
Careful not
he's
to
got a
get suppressed
flamethrower,
there.
right? So he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he
he's
hopped out
gonna-
of that building
he's
real
gonna
quick,
take-
right? Because
yes.
he knew.
So control of this building is going to be very important. Whoever controls this building is going to control essentially the bottom half of the map, especially in this matchup. Like the USF player is going to struggle to control the bottom side because if he tries to put his machine gun down there, he's just going to get flanked if the DAC controls this area here. 50 cal or the half track is coming out, so this is going to be the big test for Dak. If he can survive past this phase intact, he's going to be in a decent spot. But this is going to be a pretty early push.
So
against him.
it's like a high power spike for the U.S.
Yes,
basically.
because you follow up a very strong early game build with the assault engineers. Between the SMG, like they do quite well against Dak infantry. Plus against the vehicles, you have the Zook to hold off against vehicles.
Oh, look at this flank. Oh, he's
Well,
gonna
he
kill
was a
it,
bit
right?
greedy
He's
with
gonna
that
kill
machine gun. If
Yeah,
he
it was just
loses
sitting there at
this-
like half health.
Oh, you might
right?
be able to instantly recruit it. Oh, let's go.
Oh, nice!
Oh,
Oh,
grenade! Oh no, that's the snare. That's the snare. I don't think he has
Oh,
munitions.
it's his vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't go for the standard grenade.
I feel like you really wanted a standard grenade there, right?
I mean, you could. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, getting the
was-
snare on the half track is also still valuable.
Yeah, but
Like,
that
the
seemed
odds
a bit
of getting
more-
the
that
machine
seemed a
gun-
bit greedier though, right? Because like if he could have just killed the HMG as soon as it got recruited, that would have been a really big win.
I mean, you're not guaranteed to get the machine gun if you go for a grenade there. I believe you would have to offset it a little bit because if he instantly retreated it, you're not guaranteed. The
Because
grenade.
it's not set up, so you
Yeah.
can get out of
so
there
he'll
faster.
get out of position.
Ooh,
so-
this is a lot of damage on these
Big attack on the
engineers.
cutoff. I am surprised. Oh, double
Wait.
Zooks here.
Why did he throw a grenade?
Satchel. You can catch people in vehicles off guard with satchels. Because often, like, your unit can't really do anything there, so they don't really look.
That's yeah, I guess that was kind of like a high risk, high reward type of gameplay, right? Where you're
Yes.
like, oh, maybe he's not looking. I'll just like chuck this thing.
We missed the bazooka pushing that vehicle back too.
Yeah. Is it not 6? Oh, no, it's 621. I'm waiting to see what Colin the Dak goes for. It's probably going to be a Panzerjäger here. So this is going to be the reverse power spike for Dak. Once the flak link hits the field alongside the half track Colin,
Ooh,
the
that was
Dak,
nasty.
yeah, Dak's going to be in a very good position. It was going well for USF until he kind of lost the battle for this garrison here. I was
Do you
surprised
think-
he didn't go for a flamethrower.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I
Especially
don't
with
know.
those assault engineers, right? Like,
He spent his munitions, so it's probably on like so. There's this set of mines here, which is gonna get value.
yep.
I don't know what else he spent it on. Oh no, he spent it on the half track. I see. So
Oh,
he
he
has the
upgraded the half
75
track.
mil.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they
That's.
upgraded the half track.
I mean, that's when you're playing against Dak. That's like kind of like a guaranteed value unit, right? Like there's
Yes.
gonna be stuff for you to be fighting.
Yeah, you know the flak reeling is gonna be coming. I mean, it's either that or the 8 rad, and the 75 mil is good in both
It's gonna be
cases.
great either
One
way.
of,
Yep.
Yeah, and because you've gone for assault engineers, you don't really have what's it called? Snares. You do have a lot of mines, and the bazooka teams are resistant again. I'm quite surprised to see 2 Zooks.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Do you feel like he's over-indexed on anti-vehicle because he has those and he has the 75, right? It's like that's a lot of anti-vehicle. Oh, it missed! Oh no!
I mean, so the Dark player's main
Oh,
fighting
it missed
force.
again! Holy cow!
The moving accuracy, or the accuracy while moving on the 75 mil is great, especially against light vehicles like the 250. This is
Is this a bold
sketch.
charge from that?
No, that 250 might be dead.
Right?
Yep.
Oh!
Ooh, got caught there.
So that was by that bazooka squad,
Yes.
and the only reason the bazooka squad could do that, right, is because they're sitting there, so they got the extra range enhancement,
Yeah.
which I feel like we've been seeing a good number of zooks after that change.
Oh yeah, yeah. That change is made. Well, we have to pair that change with a cost reduction for it, but now Zooks are quite good.
Yeah.
Particularly against Dak. Against Wehrmacht, they can struggle because Wehrmacht vehicles have a lot more armor and generally are more effective at range.
Yep.
But the Dak vehicles.
Oh, he hopped in the garrison right with the grenade.
Good
Oh,
grenade.
Woo!
Oh, I think he dodged that.
yeah, he got
Yeah.
out just in time.
So
The flak Verling you're talking about, though, that's just all these infantry are just so low health just from
So-
being in its range.
I didn't. Get
Oh, he's
to
not moving it. Run!
I didn't get to see when, but the Dak player did lose his bike, which really does hurt. Even though he's going to be able to win engagements here, he's going to be falling behind and capping. This is one of the weakness Dak has. They're quite reliant on that early bike.
Yeah, I feel like that might be some of the value of this double bazooka build, right? Is just having 2 of those out there means your odds of catching, a scout vehicle are much higher.
Yeah, I mean the bike does have more sight than the Zooks have range, but you can. It's very easy to be careless with that unit.
Yeah, and
Especially once the fights get more intense.
Oh, totally. And you're multitasking around the map, right?
I mean, so the double Zooks is fine because the Dak player, right, in terms of infantry force, only really has 3 squads of his own. It is less comfortable now that he lost one of the assault engineers, and I don't think the assault engineers have gotten a decent engagement off. So I don't know how much veterancy they've
Yeah, I
gotten.
haven't really seen them do too much. Oh, it looks like it just got vet 1 there.
Yeah,
Which
okay.
is that's pretty low. 10 minutes to get vet 1, right?
I mean, yeah. Like ideally, of your 2 assault engineers, you want 1 to be at vet 1, like halfway to vet 2 at this point.
Oh, we just dropped some smoke here.
I think that's the assault engineer or assault grenadiers smoke.
Oh, a little bit of a flank.
Both players trying to position here. Black Bear Lane goes out. Oh, I see. That 250 might be dead.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if he has the smoke upgrade.
Oh,
Yeah, no. Wait, did the half track die?
killed the assault engineer.
Okay, so the 250's dead. I think Black Bear Lane lit.
Oh,
It
it's
might
just
die going around that corner there.
Run.
Okay,
Woo!
it just barely survives. So, and the USF player didn't lose the 75. So, a win for the USF player here. I
Yeah,
do believe they
yeah.
lost the squad. Yeah, they lost
They
the
did,
assault.
yeah. They lost the engineer. It's
Very
bloody
scrappy
on
game.
both sides, right? Yeah.
That was a really difficult engagement for both players to play because they were microing light vehicles and infantry all together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the USF player was playing with the 75 mil, lost track of the assault engineers. While, I mean, the Dak player almost lost track of his flak bear lane.
Saving that flak Verling is
very
huge,
important,
right? If he had lost that, I think that might have been game over for him, right?
It definitely would have sucked. Is that a Scott out? Yes, I
No
believe
way.
that's a Scott. So
Love to see it.
yes, this is a good choice because Dak currently doesn't have any good options against this. The only AT he has available is either getting an AT gun or getting a 250 to put his Panzerjägers in. I don't think he would actually ever do that. So this is going to be a fairly safe Scott. It's going to be able to plink away at infantry. It's going to make mitigating the assault grenadiers quite easy. And I don't know if you saw the Guastatoria when he got the Scott, but he's definitely happy seeing that because
He knows the enemy has sunk a lot of resources into a unit that can't
Yes.
counter the Scott either.
yes. We haven't looked at battle groups, so it looks like the deck player is going for Italian infantry.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna. I mean, I don't think he's gonna go all 640s. So he's not gonna have anything for the Scott for a while. Whereas the USF player is sitting comfortably. I would say he's rebuilt both his assault engineers, which is good.
Gonna land some mines in the middle there.
His resource float was a lot. He has a lot more manpower than I was expecting. So he must have not led that much.
Yeah, he's up 10 supply and he's got 500 manpower.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he's definitely been out trading. Or I think he's out trading. I'm getting. Yeah.
Oh, the Gustatori are pushing in here, huh?
Yeah, so. Ooh.
Double flamethrowers.
No,
yeah,
that's
nice.
that's
Good dodge. Good dodge.
Yeah, the DAC player is definitely going to want to preserve the models on a Guastatoria squad. He can't really afford the manpower bleed right now.
Gustatori are pretty good against most of the US's. I guess he has to worry about the double HMG, right? Like
It's a bit of an interesting choice in this scenario because he knows he's playing against. Well, wait, did he know he was playing against armored? I don't think he actually had that. No. He saw the assault engineers. What am I saying? So he does know he's playing against armored. So going Italian infantry is an interesting choice. I guess it does mean the Guastatoria don't have any meaningful infantry threats.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
if you can avoid the machine guns, and I mean, like, he didn't have info that the Scott was out, so as long as you can avoid those two things.
Oh, this HMGs.
Oh, that's
Oh
good.
no.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Toast.
That's-
that was a big grenade there. Took it out real fast.
yeah, well, careful. This.
Oh,
that-
black barrel leg. No.
Yes. That's that. I mean, both players just they are definitely trading blows. Every time one guy loses one thing, the other guy is losing another. Dak has a temporary advantage right now on the map. If we open tech map, I believe.
But look at Blue's
Nope,
resources.
not that
He's got
temporary.
like 600 manpower, so he could have 2 more squads if he wanted to.
Yes. Wait, can we check the support center that the U.S. went for? I don't believe.
If he's going for armored, you'd want to go mechanized usually, right?
Not every time, but yes.
No.
So this time he did go for a mech.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen the forward repair, but
The first one's free, right? So it's kind of like
yes.
you might. I guess
I don't actually know where he put it.
He's the second Scott there. It looks like
Yes, he has 2 Scots. We can go back to cash.
we haven't really seen the Scots bombarding anything, have we?
No, he's been getting value. He's been plinking away at the Guastatoria. Really, of everything in the U.S. Army right now, only the Scots can meaningfully deal with the Guastatoria. Now, they're going to have a pretty easy time of it because the DAC player just went for a Stuggy, so he's not going to have anything to deal with these Scots for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very bold choice. I guess he's just kind of thinking, I will kill your infantry faster than you will kill mine. Because, I mean, none of the vehicles here can kill each other, really.
Yeah.
Ooh, good bazooka hit.
Oh yeah, that Zook was.
Oh, that's going to be another side hit, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a half
And
health
and
already.
a front pen.
Oh, that was a big hit though from
Yes.
the Stug.
Yeah, the Stuggy is a fairly effective vehicle against all handheld
He's
AT
bringing in
units.
another.
But
Oh,
he's getting
okay,
unlucky with this
okay.
armor. But, oh,
Uh-oh.
goodbye.
Uh-oh.
I think if you
Run
focus
away.
his fires here... Oh, no, I think...
No, he switched targets. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the machine gun got away.
He really wanted to cap the victory point because he's actually pretty low. Like he's lost half his VPs, right?
Yes. So I think U.S. here, they're going to build up towards... this might be a scenario where the E8 Cullen is really good. It's going to be a while before that.
Mm-hmm.
Dak is probably going to keep going on Stuggies.
Red has a lot more fuel income. Did you see that? It was like 13 to 33.
Yes, he has
23.
both. Yeah, he had both high fuels for a bit there. US
Okay,
just
that's
took back
that's
one.
looking good for him because
Ooh, double stack.
he's been a little bit on the back foot, I would say, in terms of supply, right? Like U.S. has kind of had a bigger army. most of this?
Yes. I think the biggest thing is he didn't get too much value out of his 250s. One, he lost diving the 75 mil, which he didn't trade out.
Yep.
And the other one, I believe, just died.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it seems like those Zooks, the double Zooks, actually like got a lot of value in
Yes.
terms of
Yeah, they're
shutting
both vet
down.
2 now,
Yeah.
which does make them much easier to use going forwards. If you have them only at vet 1 against something like a Stuggy when it hits the field, it can be hard to get them past vet 1. But now that they're both vet 2, especially once you can get one to vet 3, that's going to make a really big difference.
What are the vet
against
3
Dak.
bonuses that they get?
I believe they get more range at their vet 3 among
More,
all of the stats.
even more range. Whew. That's
I
a.
hope I'm not wrong there. It's gonna be embarrassing on stream, but no, I get them mixed up because during development we've tried a lot of different ones.
So many different bonuses.
yeah.
Don't worry, this isn't being recorded anyways. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Hannah, do you want to ask that question from IPO about vehicles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so IPO asked, do all vehicles not get engine damage when they go below 50%?
So what gives engine damage is the snare, or we call them snares, but the anti-tank grenades usually.
Yeah.
So the ability will state if it causes engine damage or not. So if that ability causes the health value of a vehicle to go below 50%, that will cause permanent engine damage. Or the other case is if the vehicle is already being shocked and you hit it with another engine shock, it will double up into a crit. Those are the two triggers for engine crit. The other thing is if you run over a mine, that'll always cause an engine crit regardless of your health value.
That's part of the reason the light vehicles are. You got to be really careful with them,
Yes.
right? Because it's like just one grenade can do that to them.
Yeah, for the very light ones like 221 and Humber, one snare will get you permanent engine damage.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the other light vehicles usually have enough health where you need to hit them once with
Yeah.
something else, then a snare will cause them to take engine damage.
Which is kind of cool because it's like, well, do I want to like land this right now because I'm in the right position, or do I want to wait a little bit until they
Yeah.
get lower and then I can get the engine damage?
Yeah. Yeah, so the fight keeps going on here.
Yeah, it looks like blue's kind of got a dominant position here in the center of the map.
It's going to be very important for Dak to keep blue constantly kind of running around because if he can get all of his 3 machine guns now set up with his Stewards, or sorry, not Stewards, his Scots supporting them, it's going to be quite difficult for the Dak to deal with. I think he's been getting the better of these micro engagements, and he's been able to find, in particular, a lot of grenade hits, which is getting him a lot of value.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the challenges of dealing with these Scots is that, well, he has nothing to really force them back, and plus the infantry he's opted into are generally effective at close range. Well, I mean, his 2 power units, his Assault Grenadiers and his Guastatori, need to be close. So you combine those together, and the Scots are having a field day. They haven't actually gotten too much vet yet, which is surprising.
Yeah, I feel like they've been hammering
They've done a
for
lot of
quite
HP.
a while, right?
They've done a lot of HP damage. I don't know how many kills they've gotten each. Yeah, so as you can see
And
here,
kills are the primary way to get
Yes.
XP, right? It's like
Yeah.
you get a little bit from dealing damage and taking damage, but like the main thing is if you can get kills,
get
that's
kills.
really gonna accelerate you.
yeah, we're quite different from Code 2 in that respect.
Someone was asking if there's any chance to ever allow riflemen to plant normal mines again, like in Co 1.
The
Oh, that shot!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these
wait,
Zooks are
this
getting
martyr might be
crushed.
dead. No attack round? No attack round.
no,
Okay.
no, just
Yeah.
slowly back away.
Yeah. But in regards to that question, riflemen right now are able to plant mines via the, I don't actually remember the name of the upgrade. In ISC, there's an upgrade that gives them access to the big mines, as they're so lovingly called. They are very effective, so I'd highly recommend trying them if you want that kind of gameplay. Those aren't technically regular mines, but riflemen already do have. Oh, that's a satchel. Goodbye. Oh, that sucks. That really hurts. That Assault Grenadier was gonna be a major part of his army. I mean, it had.
that AMG.
I mean, dang. I mean,
This
is a slugfest. Every time one guy loses something, the other guy.
Dude, that
That's
Stug
back.
has been doing some. Can we like select it and see like how many kills it has?
Yeah.
You
You
have
gotta
to
change
switch
to
views.
the other UI, right?
Yeah, you have to switch views.
It's got 4 kills.
A lot of HP damage.
I feel like it should have more kills than 4. Like I've seen it completely splat like multiple squads.
I mean, it does a lot of. I don't know if the kills have been going to other targets or if this is the.
Did you
the
see that
gib
projectile?
bug.
Oh, that was the
That's the flare.
flare,
Yeah.
right? I was like, oh, that was like a
That's
crazy
yeah,
projectile path there.
So, I mean, in the end here, USF is still in a much better position. Losing the Assault Grenadier is extremely painful, and the USF player was able to recover his machine gun, which is very important.
So yeah, interesting. He has 3 HMGs. That seems like a lot, right?
Yes, but it seems like Red has been able to just get around them. Like, we've
Yeah,
seen multiple
right?
times. I don't think we've seen that many times where one guy gets, or one of his units got suppressed
even,
before they
right?
could do anything. So Red's been doing a really good job.
Which is impressive because it's not like he has a scouting vehicle.
Yeah, no.
Right?
He's just doing the thing where you see your opponent through through your mind's eye, so to speak.
Just knows. Oh wait, here's a really good suppression.
Yeah. So the Panzer pilots have actually reached Vet 3. We haven't seen them on screen too much, but that means they've definitely done their share of damage, which is good. P3 is coming out now, so this will be... I mean, the USF is fairly prepared for this with the 2 Zooks and the 75, but in a good position, the Martyr and the P3 can be pretty devastating here if they get a good hit in. Especially if the USF player wastes too much of... Like, right now, the Zooks don't have much to do, so you can kind of throw them at the Stug. Oh, okay, you can't do this. That might be dead.
Oh no.
If he gets target weak point
God.
here... Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
he
goodbye.
finished it off.
Yeah.
That's like pretty much game over for him at this point, right?
Yes, if the USF player doesn't make any major mistakes here.
That was like his big move, is getting that P3 on the field, right? Because he was already like kind of on the back foot, it felt like. So
I can definitely feel like I get the notion, like, or the feeling of, like, you know, you're on the back foot, you got your major timing unit out, and you're feeling very pressed to do damage before they get their answer out. But driving a vehicle straight into the enemy positions with no vision is generally not going to do
right.
that well.
Especially like he knew the enemy had 2 Zooks, right? Because they've been kind of around for
Well,
most of the game.
he had info on where one of them was. Yeah.
Oh,
But, okay,
the US has got a nice.
Yes, his E8 Colin is out, so this is gonna be pretty devastating for Dak. I don't believe. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, what can Dak do with this army, right? Like,
now that he lost the like even with the P3, this was
it
gonna
was
be a hard.
still an uphill battle. Yeah.
I
He's actually getting a lot. The Martyr's getting quite a few hits off on him.
Yes, it is, but it's getting answered back by
The
the
75
now.
is returning blows. Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah.
So he's got. Does he have hull down here going on in the Stug?
This is we used to call it siege mode. I believe it's firing positions is the
Siege
correct name.
tank mode.
Yes. You can see the inspiration, but it's from Co-1. The Co-1 Martyr had I believe it was called siege mode. That worked basically the same way.
And what are there are bonuses, but they're also kind of like drawbacks to that, right? You're giving up your mobility.
You're rooted in place, but you get a significant range bonus, and then you also get a rate of fire bonus, I believe.
It looked like
I
that
think
was.
we nerfed that, or we got rid of it. I forget.
But it's kind of risky, like having it be out there, not supported with any units in this like siege mode, right?
Yeah, but the American AT for the most part is fairly low pen, so I mean this Stuggy has had kind of a field day. It's Vet 2 now.
Oh, he's got it in siege mode just in the middle of the map there,
Yes.
eh?
As long as he's facing things like the 75 and the Zooks, they're gonna struggle to kill the
Wow, he pushed off all those infantry, the Zooks and everything else, right? He's just like,
I believe
came
that
into the middle. This is my house.
he did spend Obichi artillery there, which is a very expensive, powerful
and it
arty.
didn't do that much either,
No.
right? Like,
No, you would want to get more value out of that. So
do you sort of change your playstyle based off of how far you feel ahead or behind?
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like, oh, the enemy's kind of got some advantages here. Like, I really need to like take some risks, basically.
That's very. Ooh,
Oh,
Good kill.
Was that just a Scott?
That was
Yeah,
the
it's the
Scott. Yeah.
Scott. Okay.
Yeah.
He needs some pickups like that, right? Like that was.
He definitely does. Oh, that martyr's done.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that-
Oh, and the easy.
Yeah, just
doesn't
one
look
step
good.
too far. I would be very surprised if this
Oh,
guy
it's so
survived.
low.
I don't believe it's
He
actually.
backed off with the 75, surprisingly.
I'm surprised to see that he doesn't have smoke.
Does he not have the vehicle prioritized on here? Or... okay, he got it.
He did. I think he was going through a smoke cloud, so the turret wasn't going.
Okay, rotating.
Yeah, that one step too far with both the P3 and the Martyr. Yeah, it's a bit like, I mean, he's been playing quite well. He's been getting a lot of value out of the infantry units that he has. I think he's been consistently outplaying the machine gun play coming out of blue.
Yeah.
But he has been getting caught off guard by some of these vehicle movements. Maybe he had it on attack move and he forgot, and then he just kept going.
I haven't really seen these gustatories doing anything significant like you would expect them to, right?
They've been mitigated, yeah.
Yeah.
I think had he just gone for assault and grenadiers, he probably would have gotten around the same amount of value. And then going a different battle group probably would have secured his late game more so.
Well, that's maybe part of the reason his opponent went for the triple HMG is like, well, you know, I know gustatory have to come up real close to me, so even if they get close, I can have like a backup HMG to like suppress them.
Yeah. Now blue has a solid wall. This is kind of what blue has wanted to do since he basically went for this
He's
build.
been trying to set it up.
He has a machine gun on basically every area. He keeps his vehicles in reserve, so if they get flanked, you kick them off. This is gonna be really difficult for Red to do anything at this point.
So this is.
Oh, he got
Whoa.
double studs.
Hello. Okay.
That's a cool. I didn't actually see him go for tier 5 here. That's cool.
All right.
He splits them up immediately, which is
How do you like
interesting.
that split, or would you kind of put them together to like really amp up the firepower?
I feel like
Because his VPs are
Yeah.
starting to get pretty low, so maybe he feels like he needs to split up
needs
and
to
attack
split, yeah.
two directions.
I do get that because even if he takes the one VP, it's gonna blue could probably plan a way to deny the mid one. So
He does have some good veterancy on these infantry
yes,
too,
isn't
right? He's got a lot of almost all of his infantry is vet 3, right?
yes. But yeah, the Scott plinking away at this one in the north. Yeah.
The HMGs, right? The suppression is oof. Oh, that's painful.
Yeah, this can happen. Like this is how blue wanted this game to go essentially, and red did a really good job of holding that off. But yeah, this is one of the.
Oh, he's got the engine damage, right? He's
Yeah,
finally
I
gonna
think-
kill that. Okay, yeah, he got the
He
75,
got the 75.
but at what price, right?
This stag might be dead. Yes.
Yeah. Ugh, I love these fiery explosions. It looks so cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
this
I
is-
mean, Blue's
you
going to
can't
be going
be-
towards his next E8. Gustatory don't have a choice. They're running towards the. Oh, you managed to cap that. I don't know how you got unsuppressed.
Yeah, right.
but,
Because the HMG is still full health with the standing in the back there.
I don't know if he had a smoke grenade or something there. But,
Yeah, that's probably it.
oh, grenade, stun grenade.
That's not what you need right now. Oh, this is not looking good for our red hero here. He's down to 65 points left. And he just got pushed off both points, right, that he was assaulting there. Oh, no, he's taking the middle? Can't see the mini-map.
Blue definitely came with a really good strat. But the extra machine guns, something that's not as obvious here, is one of the other answers you could try to do to assault grenadiers is just getting more of your own infantry out. Because your panzer guns will outscale assault engineers, but that's kind of the point of having the machine gun set up, is that now you can mitigate that.
Because you just suppress them, so it doesn't matter if you're outscaled.
Yeah. Or I mean, by suppressing them, you can stop them from getting that much vet by essentially.
Oh, because they just
disabling them.
can't attack, basically.
Yeah. So the triple machine gun, doesn't seem that obvious because we see exactly what red went for. But I don't think it was. I think it was overall this build has been very solid.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it was really critical in the beginning of the game when you lost those 250s, right? Because the mobility those provide to allow you to get around an HMG and flank it. GG's.
GG's.
Good game.
Well played.
Yeah.
Definitely well played.
Yeah, that was fun.
I I was going to ask you, Jason, what do you think the DAC player could have maybe have done differently in terms of like maybe some of the decisions that they made or how they played to sort of claw that one back, or maybe was there any sort of decision making that they could have made like earlier in the match that would have swung that more in their favor?
Yeah.
Jason's laughing because we got a bug splat.
Um, yeah. So, I mean, like to be clear, this was a well played game, by the DAC player as well. Like I think, we weren't, we were kind of just chatting about all kinds of things, but like we should appreciate like how much value he got out of the infantry that he did use. Being able to get that much veterancy or that much value out of
Yeah, he was clearly
infantry
being pretty efficient,
against
right?
double Scott, triple machine gun is definitely not easy. So I like by no means did he play poorly, but he definitely like during the major trades, he definitely got the worst of it. So I mean, part of it is probably just he got the worst of a lot of the engagements. In terms of strat, I think he didn't get all that much out of his battle group. So he got one Obichi Barrage that didn't do too much,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then the
there's a lot of
Guastatori.
resources. Gustatory, yeah.
Yeah, the Guastatori into a Scott got mitigated pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yes, he didn't see the Scott when he got the Guastatori, but he did know he was playing against armored. So even if there wasn't a Scott coming out, I mean, maybe he was banking on the idea that he was going for a full stall. But I mean, armored doesn't have to do that. They can go Scots, they can go light vehicles, they could go quick E8s as well, right? So
Hmm.
I think it's probably the battle group selection there. Like if
Well,
you wanted to use that, you probably needed to go into the L640s and try and get value that way. But
mm-hmm.
in order to do so, you usually need to cut one of your units in that early like 6:30 kind of timing.
Yep.
And generally, you can't get out the Guastatori on timing. You would have to get the L640s out and then get the Guastatori out. But I can see why he didn't go for it because he did the American player had double Zooks and the 75 Mo.
Right.
Yeah, he
So
was like really prepared for vehicles to come in.
yeah. No, that build is a really solid build against DAC. We've seen it quite a lot in both forms of like the Assault Engineer version and also just Pathfinders as well. Does something similar to this. It's a very strong strat, and giving DAC the options they need to deal with this is actually one of the things we are looking at / we've been looking at for a while. So yeah, overall,
Cool.
quite a few little things, I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
other than the battle
That's
group selection.
that's usually how co-games go, right? It's
Yeah.
just a bunch of small things that add up over the course of like
Mhm.
10 or 20 minutes where you're just sort of like getting little tiny advantages, and then
Yeah.
you have one, just even getting to the point where you have one extra unit above the enemy is a pretty big deal. If, they have 7 units and you have 8 units, you actually have quite a bit more power than they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, a huge thank you to VeeDemo and Byrne for submitting your replays on the official Discord, so that we could chat about them today and have some fun here with everyone. So Byrne, as I mentioned earlier, please reach out and on the Discord, and we'll hook you up with an ultimate cosmetic pack of your choice. And we have a couple minutes here. So Eric, I don't know if you want to field some questions
Yeah,
from the
love
chat,
to.
maybe
That'd be
if
great.
anyone has anything on their mind that they want to ask. But while we wait for a couple questions maybe to come in, maybe I'll throw it to both of you, Eric or Jason. What are you guys sort of working on right now? I know we have the 2-1 update, which is going to be coming later this summer. I know we probably don't want to give too much away, but was there anything maybe in those matches that you saw that you were like, oh yeah, I'm working on something right now, or we've already done something that will change how that works? Anything that you want to tease for players?
In the team game, we're seeing a lot of decent amount of artillery usage, so that's something we're looking at. I don't know, Jason, if you want to
Yeah.
sort of.
We're very deep in iteration on that right now, but we definitely have seen the essentially the feedback on what's going on with artillery. There's a few more things that we're looking at than just probably the main offenders of something like the Bishop and the Stuka. We're looking at a lot of the artillery pieces, both all the way down to mortars, up to things like howitzers. We're still figuring out exactly how we want to get all of this to work correctly, so I guess stay tuned.
Yeah, and part of the getting the balance right there is these artillery pieces counter blobs of infantry, so we want there to
Mhm.
be a counter to that, right? But we don't want the game to be spamming like any particular piece, right? So keeping everything sort of fair and balanced in all these different directions, is definitely a big challenge. But it's something I would say we're constantly improving over time, right? Like there was a period of time where it was just people had like big masses of infantry that they were running around, and so like we kind of pumped up the artillery, and now it's like, oh, you really can't do that anymore, right?
I can guarantee buffs to the blue team
Yeah.
and nerfs to the red team. I can also guarantee nerfs to the blue team and buffs to the red team.
Um,
Uh,
Hannah, were there any other questions in the chat there that you want to pull out?
No, I think we've just about covered it today.
Okay. Let's see if there's.
Someone mentioned something about the DAC 250 AT upgrade.
Yeah.
oh, the 2509. Yeah, against doubles. Well, I forget the exact timing. I'm pretty sure he did go for the upgraded half tracks. I'd be surprised if he didn't have the armor. But 2509s might have been difficult to run against a bazooka.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Here's a couple I can maybe answer. What are the redacted updates on the roadmap? So we obviously can't talk about that right now. But usually when we redact something like that on the roadmap, it's because we know something is probably coming, but it's still early enough that we don't necessarily want to talk about it. Like it could be like a system overhaul, but maybe we're still, like Jason said, in the experimental phase of testing that out and actually seeing if we like it and if it works. So yeah, don't want to say too much. Definitely not new factions. Eric, that's a question we get quite a lot. Is if we would explore new factions, and I know what my answer is, but I would like to know what your answer is as to why we may not be looking at new factions right now.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly like very, very expensive to make it a whole new faction where it's like, oh, we need to like record, all the voices and make it like a ton of new models and stuff like that. So it's not something we're looking at the near term, but like we also like really want to do it at the same time, right? So um over the like the past year or so, like we've been more like financially successful, so like we're starting to do like a little bit better, but like we would need to have basically like more money to do that kind of thing. Like
Relic's also a very different studio back then, from then, right? Like
Yeah.
to build something like it would be really cool if we could show off to players like all the work that goes into like a single vehicle,
Oh yeah,
from the model to the rigging to the
Mhm.
physics to the material, scarring, damage states, criticals, etc., etc. There's a lot that goes into
Oh,
it
yeah.
that isn't just like we haven't even talked about gameplay at that point. And a faction, usually comes with what 5-10 vehicles.
Yeah. Oh
And then
yeah,
also
it's a lot.
they would have to come with a set of battle groups and stuff like that. So obviously, as designers, we'd love to do them, but in terms of resources,
There are
a
some
challenge.
long-term things we're thinking, but yeah, that would be like mega redacted. Like someone might come in here with a cane right now and pull me off the couch.
Yeah. There was another question I saw that I think, Jason, you can probably answer is, do you guys focus on more casual players when you're balancing or more competitive, high-skilled play
Yeah.
when considering like balance changes?
So we do look at both. We generally every patch is a bit different, but we tend to block out because different levels of play will encounter different problems. So, for example, there are things that we see that only affect, for example, very high elo 1v1. And those are problems that we need to solve, but we can recognize that problem won't, for example, affect like mid-level. Whereas there are some issues that will be quite nasty at mid-level that isn't that big of a deal at high level as well. So trying to solve both of these together in the same game can be difficult. But yes, no, we very much look at both brackets, especially when we're designing content as well, or when we're making new abilities, and that's very much front of mind. We want content to be fun for everyone. So yes, we definitely consider both brackets.
Yeah, and we've been sort of thinking about that too as well with like when we're designing new content, right? Of like, okay, well, how can people use this in a team game, and how are people going to use this in a 1v1 game, right? So we're sort of thinking along those parallel tracks, and like we're making a game for everyone, so we need to make changes kind of for both groups, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Top level tends to cause certain things will definitely cause issues at different elo brackets as well. Particularly high elo players always break my heart whenever I try and make something cool, and then they figure out, hey, we can just do this and break the game. And, you know.
I saw another question about supporting tournaments. So we're always happy to support community-run tournaments. There's actually a event support request form on the Steam forums that you can fill out if you're a tournament organizer or an event organizer. Send that through, and then we can review it and see what sort of support we can provide. It'll depend event to event what we can and can't do, but we're usually happy, giving you a shout out or promoting you on our social channels. As an example, the Meta Plays Eagle Strike tournament, I think, is happening right now or happening soon. So yeah, there's always a lot of stuff in the works there, and we're always happy to promote the stuff that the community is doing and hopefully get more people involved. But yeah, I think that's probably good enough for now. I think we answered a few good questions there, and got to see some fun matches.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
know everyone here on the couch wants to go for lunch, so we should probably let everyone go. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Jason, and of course, thank you, Hannah.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll hopefully do this again maybe in 2 to 3 weeks. So as always, please continue to submit your replays. We'll go back and look at some of the ones that we didn't pick for today as well, and see if we can get those in on the next one before we patch again. So yeah, thanks again, and I think that will do it for now. We'll say goodbye and catch you next time.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.